What's up, y'all? It's the Sweary Stitcher. If you just popped onto my video in your auto feed, I will give you like 5 seconds to hop off if you don't want to hear swears, because Mama gets after it. We're good? Alright. So, back from the Mirabilia retreat, and that was fucking amazing. Leslie is the shit. Not only does she make just gorgeous fabrics. Sorry. I'm really tired. We had a wicked storm 2 nights ago, and if I don't get sleep, it doesn't hit me that day. It hits me the next day, which would be today. So, if I yawn, that's why. And of course, the first thing that happens when you think don't yawn, don't yawn, don't yawn, is you yawn for like 5 fucking minutes. Anyway, maybe it'll get better, maybe it won't. I'll try and drink a lot, so that maybe having to pee will keep me awake, because, you know, the paleo diet doesn't allow for anything tasty with caffeine in it. So I can have like coffee in the morning and then there's pretty much nothing for the afternoon. If I did iced tea, maybe, but I always have to put sugar in that, so then that defeats the purpose. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, back from the retreat, she's so amazing. She had a gigantic bin full of fabric that, God, was probably empty by the time she went home. So much awesome, and so much Mira, and Nora Corbett was there, and oh my god, Nora Corbett was sitting at my table just talking to us. I was like, oh shit. Like, I've never met a designer other than my friends. And my friends, like, don't do it commercially, they just do their own stuff and adaptations and stuff, and just exciting. Oh my god, that's Nora Corbett. So anyway, between swag bags and door prizes and mystery box and shopping and trading with friends, so much stuff. So like the entire week after the retreat was just spent like organizing all my stuff into like new places that make sense. So anyway, I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I did, and I was able to get, like, Carly and I kept trading for scissors because she has a boatload of scissors, and so every time there was a set of scissors in her mystery box, we would trade for whatever it was. And so now I have 4 complete toolkits, so I can only have 4 traveling whips, and each one has a toolkit so that I'm never without the supplies that I need. So, anyway, I carried everything around in that black and white travel bag that is, its actual purpose is a serger case. I don't know, a rolling serger case. Anyway, I love it. It's vertical storage. It's got the little, like, it has a little zippered pouch, a vinyl pouch on the top. Is this a good look? This is good? Cool. Anyway, so that's what I used the entire retreat, because we were up on the 3rd floor, and so I just pack my shit in the bag and roll it down to the elevator, go down, and roll it back up at the end of the night. I'm really sorry about the yawning, I swear to God. Ugh. Just, I don't know how moms of children do it, because moms of dogs are fucking exhausted. Anyway, so I sorted stuff after I got back, and I think I have it in places that I want it to be. I gotta show you the coolest thing. Hold on. Please ignore the shit behind me. That would be the dog closet that we took the door off of because we couldn't put that couch in here and have that door. So, coolest thing was in the swag bag. You ready for this? And it's a magnet! I can pick up all kinds of shit. Like, we can just be sitting somewhere and I can steal somebody's fork right off their fucking plate. This is the most fun. I kept deactivating my key card because I was playing with it. Like, I was playing this and it was too close to me. So, fucking love it. Love it. I've used it to pick up needles and needle threaders, and it travels in my case, and it's just awesome. Love it. Like, that alone was like, ah! I was so excited. Okay, so when I came home and I was sorting stuff, I was putting things into consolidating so much stuff. So one of the things that I had is I have my travel outlight, right? My little battery operated one. That apparently you can get a cord to fit in the back. It just doesn't come with one, but you can get one online. Anyway, I always have this and a bag of replacement batteries, because when the batteries start to go low, well, then you're fucked, because you're already in a dark place trying to stitch, and now your light goes out. So instead of having that bag and always having to keep track of two things, because this gets lost in a bag in my car, so I made little, like, I not duct taped, but used painter's tape and bundled together 3 batteries in a little tiny battery pack, and did 2 of them so that I have 2 sets of replacement batteries, and they're just taped on there. And I can still open my light and everything, but I don't have to worry about trying to make sure I have the extra batteries. And also, in some of the swag bags, because all of them were different, like you got different needle minders and different things, some of them had Stitcher's Lotion, and I was like, oh, I need some of that. And I had looked for it at my LNS, and they have gloves in a bottle, but not Stitcher Lotion. So I was like, oh man, I didn't get any. And Carly was like, oh, I've got some in the car. So Carly gave me apricot and honey Stitcher Lotion. And I'm totally going to buy one of these, because I always like go to stitch and my hands are dry and I'm terrified to put lotion on because I'm not gonna fuck up my stitching or my fabric, duh. So there is that. And I'm trying to think, I don't want to explain the other stuff in that bag. That's all in the vinyl pocket that's in the top, this pocket. But that stuff goes with me everywhere. So then I have my stitchy journal. I don't have a fabric problem. You have a fabric problem. I just decided to start just like papering this because I fucking love Leslie. She does amazing fabric and she's perfect. So anyway, I wanted to show you, I did have a start at the retreat, which was the Bewitching Pixies Raven. And then I had a Mania start, and I will get to that later. I don't have anything to show you that one. That sucks. It's finished, and it's fully finished. It's just in another room. Anyway, so here's how I keep track of my shit. I have my whips, and I'm not allowed to go beyond that. And each week is represented. If I worked on it that week, it gets a check mark. If I didn't, it gets a dash. And when it's done, I highlight it over here and from that point forward. So here is, what is this? Like, oh, tax day on. So I've got my hometown Afghan, the This Is Fine meme, my unicorn that's on rainbow fabric, I did a little tiny silver poodle kit, and the motherfucker is done and gone. Raven. Then the Sunbonnet Susal and this wooden pendant unicorn. It's not really a pendant, but I didn't like disc. So I'm going to go with Sharon's suggestion. It's an objet d'art. Anyway, so my Mania goal was to touch all my whips. And between this week and this week, I did touch all of them. I did have to have my friends kick my ass on May 31st. We met up for Buffy the Vampire Slayer Stitchy night. So we go to Amy's house. What up, Amy? And stitch while watching Buffy. And I don't know that I'm super interested in Buffy, but I'm super interested in stitching and spending time with friends. So, anyway, so I met my Mania goal. Super excited about that. That has nothing to do with like the organization. I guess it does, because I hadn't been keeping up with it. Here's another part of the organization. My friend Linda made me a Kindle case to keep it safe, because it just kind of bangs around in my bag, and I'm always concerned about like what surface is touching it. Like, is it up against something that's like small and hard, that if it gets pressure on the back, it's gonna crack it. So she made me a quilted case with a magnet closure, and she's so thoughtful. She put felt on the back of the clasp so that it wouldn't have a piece of metal that would scratch the Kindle. So there's my Kindle Fire, and I've been using it to keep some patterns on, not many, but like the Sunbonnet Sue because it's digital, and my unicorn because then I can highlight on it. So thank you, Linda. Linda and Angela are Stitchers at Heart on Facebook, and she makes project bags with the vinyl front, project bags without the vinyl front, ones with handles, ones without, just really cool. And this one I love. It's quilted because I was like, well, I need something that's gonna like protect it, not just one piece of fabric, but something a little bit spongy. And since it's soft fabric, when it rubs on itself, it cleans the screen. So there's that. And now on to my whips. That's way too high. I don't know what's wrong with me. I need more sleep. Sorry, I keep looking over here because that's where my face is on the screen, and this is where the camera is, but that's where my face is, and I don't know. I guess I'm narcissistic. I don't know. I watch my own face all the time. I guess just to make sure I'm not doing something dumb. Like, oh, so, side story. Anytime I see somebody in the hallway, my standard response is to stick out my tongue. So I'm like, and my boss is like, yeah, don't ever do that again. And I tried to stop, because it's like my little expression of awkward, because I just, but he was like, yeah, you should not do that. And so I tried to stop, but it's like already an automatic response. So when I try and stop, it comes out as like, it's so much worse. So I decided I'm just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna stick my tongue out at people and be fine with it. So, para whips. This would be Raven by Nora Corbett, Bewitching Pixie. It's on 32 count linen in Calypso's K by Leslie, of course, at Under the Sea Fabrics. I don't have a problem, you have a problem. Not Leslie. Leslie has a booming business. Just, I definitely don't have like a buying fabric problem. So this is what I have done so far, and you can see I am doing it on opalescent, and I don't know really how to tell, like, I know that this part, like I can't tell you what this is, but I know that this part is like arm. And I think I'm gonna do skin 1/1 because why not? I don't know. I'll try it. If it really fucking sucks, I'll rip it out, right? This is the fabric that I love so much that I have 2 pieces of. 2 of the exact same pieces. Same. They're both linen. They're both 32 count. They're both opalescent. I like what I like. So, the bags that go with this one. Carly gave me an Ipsy bag because it's sparkly and it has butterflies and it's pretty. And inside it, I have a highlighter because that will not be just up against my fabric. If this fucker breaks, it needs to not get on my fabric. So it goes in the bag, right? Okay, so that little extra piece of floss that I was too lazy to rebobinate. The colors and bead pack, which I undid and put in a little tiny Ziploc so that it was smaller. Because I overpack and I always pack so much stuff. That would be what overpacking means. But anyway, even if I'm going to stitch for like a couple hours, I take my whole rolling case because I don't know what mood is going to strike me, and maybe I want to stitch something other than I thought. You have to have them all with you, don't you? And then this is my toolkit for this one. But you guys have seen this toolkit before. It is probably my favorite. My friend Erica got me a little My Little Pony like wallet, because it has this little, the front part is like for your ID. And so I have 2 needle minders and one of my Easy Guide needles with the ball tip. Just the tip. Anyway, and then my scissors that are my mom's scissors from forever ago. And then I have a little needle case that also has my Snag Nabbit in it. Just because I didn't know where to put it, like what case to put it in, so I put it in this one. And it's got a couple extra needles. It has an extra Easy Guide needle and a regular needle. And also needle pullers in case I need them. Which I don't really on this project, but maybe 1/1, I don't know. So, that is the kit that Raven is in. Ta-da! And here is the unicorn. This one is the one that I'm doing on one-off rainbow dyed fabric by Misty of Mystic Hand Dyed Cross Stitch Fabrics. Oh, I got it! Yay, Misty! Anyway, it's a fucking phenomenal... Oh, the colors are coming out really well on that. That is pretty true. Okay, so it's a phenomenal one-off dye, and I am making a unicorn, and somebody, Katrina was saying that it looks like this is Woody the Woodpecker's head on a stake. Like, here's his beak, and then boop. But this is unicorn rump, this is asshole, and this is like taint. Well, not taint, but that would be where the nuts go. So this is one leg and his little fabulous high heel. Yeah. Just looks like he's wearing heels. So there's that one. It's being stitched in all B5200. I have linked that pattern in a previous video, so go through previous videos and look down the bottom. And in this one, this is my toolkit for this one. Random crap from here and there to there and here. So it's a little tin box. And in it, I have needle pullers. This is the project that I did need needle pullers for, because I was doing 4 strands on 14 count Ada, and I was killing myself. Like, wow. Even frogging it, I gave myself a repetitive use injury, which, by the way, seems to be clearing up. Excited about that. So in here I have one Easy Guide needle and a regular needle, and they're attached. I just have magnets stuck to the lid. And my friend Carly gave me this needle minder, which I believe I just scared all the dogs, by the way, and snorted. Great. My heart believes in many things my eyes have never seen. So, did my unicorn. So I keep that one in there, and my needle pullers. There's dog hair everywhere. I also, this is a new acquisition, unicorn scissors. So, and not only that, but I made a scissor fob out of something that wasn't a scissor fob, but I made it into one because I took this piece off, and look, it's like the magic mirror. I don't know. It's Disney. It's awesome. It's purple. It's creepy. I love it. So it's a scissor fob. And one more thing in here. This is from Carly. Thank you. By the way, Carly's channel, Carly I Stitch What I Want. You should go watch her. Teeny tiny seam ripper with the rubber to rub out the boo-boos and pull all the little thread bits out. So, tiny, tiny. I bought a mini one for when I was doing my mystery box, and she found one that is super teeny. So, thank you, Kylie. Anyway, there's that toolkit. I just got off on like 7 random tangents, so I don't even know where I am anymore. Also, I've been watching a new FlossTuber, Marilyn's Boy, and I feel like as I go off on random tangents, I'm like, hey, we all do it. Ah. So he's phenomenal, by the way, if you want to go watch. But my rule is, and I'm gonna come up with rules, because my rule for the Austin Snarky Stitch is don't be a douche canoe. So if you do go to watch somebody else's FlossTube, be nice. Like, if you don't like it or it's not your taste, don't watch it. Don't subscribe. Don't be a dick. So that's my rule and my little rant. Just don't be a dick. Handle your shit like an adult. If you don't like it, move on. So anyway, little ranty. Sorry. So next one, I'll show you the meme. So someone in the Subversive Stitching with, no, Snarky Stitching with Subversion group patterned out the This Is Fine meme and put it up for free. So I'm going to show you the pattern. Wow. So if you want to know where that was, and she did it all in Anchor, and I converted it to DMC. So if you want to know any of that information, send me an email. You can comment down below, but I don't know how to like comment well. Well, no, you can comment. Anyway, comment and I can link it to you. I can send you a link to it. Anyway, so I have 2 of them done. My best friend from college, my roommate, has been charting up the other panels for me because I'm going to do the full 6-panel series. So here's how the first one came out. And it does not have the wording yet. I already told you about that. We gotta wait until all of them are done so we can have like a consistent font across the whole thing. This is actually the first panel of the series, and then this is the second. And then this is the third panel. And I use Sulky Sliver to grid. And then as part of touching it, for May, I started the border on the 4th panel. So it will be, it has been touched by an angel. Oh my god, this is so weird, sorry. What to do when mama needs sleep? Make a video. That's a good idea. So anyway, I have my colors for that one. I always use binder rings and I bobbinate, whatever. And then I just made myself a toolkit out of an Altoids tin. This one's badass. I forgot. This one's really cool. So I did the same thing where I just have magnets on there. And that is so that when I'm stitching and I have it closed, I can just throw my needle in the general vicinity of this, and it will, of my toolbox, and it'll hold it. So I've got that, and then I made myself a needle minder from a tea turtle pin. It's a good enamel pin, and I used the tiny Pretty Stout magnets. So there's that. Those are from the store that shall not be named. Yes, I got them at Hobby Lobby. You can get them online. I don't care. But for me, guess what's closer and has them, and I can just buy it real fast so I can actually get my shit done. So anyway, there's that, and the scissors that I have. These are from Carly. They're so teeny that they fit in my Altoids tin. And she also gives a little unicorn charm, so I put it on the fob. And this was supposed to be for my mystery box, but I really liked it, so I kept it. I subbed out something else. Yeah. So, and my little Deadpool. And so this is my scissor fob. I have Deadpool and a unicorn. I think it's just perfect. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh, hold on. The scissors only fit one direction in here, and I have to figure it out. Technical difficulties. Help me, help me. Move the needle minder out of the way. Move the fob out of the way. Oh my god, really. And then they sit just perfect. And makes you wonder why I was having such a hard time. Yeah, sorry. That was a whole bunch of rattling and crap. Sorry. And the last one. I do have other whips. Oh, remind me to talk about the Afghan, because I think I came up with a plan for it. Anyway, so the last one is, we'll talk about the Afghan with that. Sunbonnet Sue. This is my adaptation that I'm using my mom's motif from the sampler she designed, and her cheese balls saying, which is memories are the most cherished keepsakes. This is my mom's pattern. It's in Country Handcrafts Say It in Cross Stitch collection. Yeah. 17 all new samplers. And my mom got the back cover. So anyway, I've done a little bit on this, and by a little bit, I mean a real little bit. All I did is like finish filling in the umbrella and the spots in her dress. That's literally all I did. But that's where the motif is gonna go with the phrase under it. And well, now there are 6 Sunbonnet Sue months, calendar girls, as I like to call them, released, so I really need to get busy on that. These are the Sunbonnet Sue colors. These are my mom's colors. I'm kind of mixing up the color palette a little bit to mesh them. And this is my last Toolkit. This is a really awesome bag. This was the Something Froggy in my mystery box. So you unzip it, and the whole thing zips out, and you can lay it flat, and it kind of looks like a lily pad. But look at the cute fabric inside. It's so adorable. So in here I have a pen highlighter combo from Under the Sea Fabrics. Is that upside down? Yeah. Sorry. Highlighter on one end, pen on the other. So I've got that in here. Again, highlighter inside something so that it can't stain my fabric. I have the tiniest little scissors. Look at these. And they're swirled. They're so cute. And then, I believe I traded Carly for this one because I really like having fobs on my scissors. It's a little frog on a lily pad. And I love having an obnoxiously big fob because I tend to like put stuff on top of my scissors and not be able to find them. And here is my needle minder from Nessa's Needle Minders. Dude, she does some really cool shit. So we saw her stuff in person, and then she had donated a needle minder for everybody for their swag bag. Badass. Okay, so this was in my mystery box. I really, really, really like it. I'll show you what it is. Oh, duh. It's a little needle case, and it has the magnet on the bottom. But I'll show you the shit I have in it. I have a needle threader for when your shit's just too short and you gotta thread it. I have a Frogger, which Carly I Stitch What I Want mentioned who did these, and I don't remember. But it's so cute. The little Captain America. Focus. Put it in front of my face. Focus. Nope. Focus. Yay, there you go. And he's got a little needle on the end, so you can frog. I highly recommend having or making a Frogger. You know, Joann's always has beads on sale. You can go... Had to get it to focus on me. You can go and get beads when they're 60% off, because they're always 60% off, and just take a regular cross stitch needle and glue it inside the bead with like E6000. If you use E6000, it takes 72 hours to cure. I did not know that. So several of the Froggers and things that I made, I'm having to re-glue them because I did not let them cure before testing their strength, and like pulled them completely out. Anyway, so in here I have one Easy Guide needle, 2 counting pins, 17 magnets, 48 pieces of stuff that are falling. Yeah. So I got counting pins in my mystery box. I was super excited about that because you gotta count, and counting is hard. So sometimes you just gotta mark shit where you are, or you won't ever figure it out. So that is what is inside this little needle case. And I keep this needle minder on the outside because it's cool and it's flat. I don't want it broken. And yeah. So I have needle minders and scissors and extra needles in all of my things, in all of my toolkits, and a toolkit in every project bag. So super excited. I'm moving up. I'm getting all fancy. All right, now onto the Afghan. So with the Afghan, a big bad thing happened. Not a shit pie, but a big bad thing happened. I had not yet discovered the dire need to keep my projects very far out of dog reach. So Dusty got into, Jesus Christ, which one of you farted? Like, my eyes are watering. Oh, jeez. Anyway, Dusty got into the bag that I had my Afghan in. And it was a Ziploc bag. And I should have known better there, because they really like plastic bags and cloth bags and things that are nice feeling when you chew on them. So he got into that bag and he chewed on the plastic, he chewed on the Ziploc, and he chewed on my Afghan fabric. This Afghan fabric that I have had for 7, 8 years now. He chewed a hole in it. And I don't know, I was too devastated to really look really hard. He pulled on it hard enough that he snapped my, he snapped the cover off of my Q-snap on one side. So, he yanked it good and hard. And it's right in an intersection of the fabric where two squares meet, and it's kind of like satin stitches. There's a possibility that I can just move those back to where they should lie. But the fabric feels heinous. It's like a polyester wool blend. And it's a 14 count fabric. Like, it's not an Aida or anything like that. It's a 14 count even weave. And stitching on that over one, it's real, the fabric itself is fuzzy, and then you're trying to stitch over it, and you end up like going through shards of the thread, and it's really a bitch when you have to frog on it. So I'm actually thinking, since I am in the early phase of stitching this, I think I'm going to nuke it. I think I'm going to get rid of the Afghan fabric. I don't know if it's going to go in the garbage. I don't know if I will frog it and sell it if it's not damaged. I don't know. Because it's not an easy material to be sourced. It's a big fucking Afghan. And, hold on, I'll show you. It's in Stony Creek, 2004. They released like 2 houses in each issue, for like the entire year, or every other issue or something like that. So it's this big ass fabric, and it's the called for fabric, and I sourced it at Ginger's in Austin before that closed. And I think I'm not gonna do an Afghan. If I do an Afghan, it's never going to be able to be put, like, to be used as an Afghan, because my dogs chew on things, and Dusty really likes to chew holes in blankets. So if I do it as an Afghan, it has to go up on the wall or in a box, which would suck. I don't want to just do this to put it in a box. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to redesign it. Not really redesign it, move shit around, and make it a, there's 15 buildings in it. So I'm going to make it a 3x5 grid, and I'm going to do it on either 28 count or 32 count fabric and do it over 2. And I did the measurements, and it should come out to basically like 2 feet wide by 3 feet long. And then I can make it a wall hanging, or like frame it like a poster, something like that. Not as cheap as a poster, but you know, get badass with the framing and spray painting the frame and all that. So I think that's what I'm gonna do for it. I picked out a color of fabric on Under the Sea Fabrics. Thank you to my asses who helped me pick, especially to Cynthia Harris. Thank you. So I have a color, and I talked to Leslie. She said it comes out really soft and blended on Jobelin. So I think I'm gonna get 32 count Jobelin in Ice Princess, I think is the color, and do this on that. It's a kind of like a, it's like a winter sky color, like that kind of gray, maybe there's storms rolling in, but kind of soft. So I'm going to buy that, but Leslie is so awesome that I told her I'm in no rush, you know, do you want me to place the order on the website? And she said, sure, but if you're not in any rush, I'm having a sale end of June. So she didn't need to tell me that. She could have just charged me full price for it and had me order it now, and I would have been perfectly happy, because her shit is worth it. But yeah, so now I'm gonna wait until June and then order my fabric and probably some other fabrics. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. So I think I've made that decision. I think that's it. That should work. Here's my little calculations. So yeah, it should come out to 19 inches by 31 inches. So she said that, I also asked her, I said, oh, hey, I'm looking to source a yard of fabric. And she was like, oh, you only need a half yard. She's so nice. So anyway, that's my plans on that one. And speaking of fabric, I'll show you 2 other things. This was my mystery box for the Mirabilia Minions Retreat 2018. And I will go ahead and tell you who did the box. She is Lisa from the Woodlands, Texas, because that's just the awesomest name. So she got me a cute little card. Who wrote me a sweet little note, and the stuff in my box was amazing. The frog bag is handmade, and I think don't know. I don't want to say she handmade it if she didn't, and I'm then stealing credit from somebody who she knows that makes them. But I don't want to be like, oh, she didn't make it, she bought it somewhere, when I know that it is definitely handmade. So anyway, thank you, Lisa. Gloria, if you're watching, tell her thank you, thank you, thank you. It's so amazing. And we had little ducks. These were your, like, you went up to a pool of ducks and you picked out one, and that was your number for all the door prizes. So this is my little duck. And then supposedly you're supposed to bring your duck to next year's Mirabilia retreat. I don't know. This is my first round at a Mirabilia retreat, and I'm so gonna do it again. So, I was number 32. I kept having to yell at Leslie. I was like, God damn it, call 32! But I ended up with some really awesome stuff. Oh, I forgot the mug. Urgh! So, I got a Yeti as one of my door prizes. Not this one, but this size in hot pink that says I run on hot tea, cross stitch, and sarcasm. I don't so much do hot tea, but I do iced tea or hot coffee, and the sarcasm is strong with this one. So I'm so excited about it, and I actually like just yelled when she called my number, and my fellow ass Carrie, her friend Heather, was sitting right next to me, and I, like, out of the corner of my eye after I started yelling, saw her jump and like have a stroke. So really sorry, Heather. Yeah, Carrie, apologize again to her because I totally blew her eardrums out. I was just so excited. All right, last thing, and then I'm gonna cut the video off because we're at 47 minutes and that's obnoxious. By the way, Carly and Sammy's daughters started coloring my box because I also got colored pencils to go with it so that I could color my own box. Alright, last thing is I just got my fabric of the month from Misty at Mystic Hand-Dyed Cross Stitch Fabrics. Got it again! I'm getting good at it, Misty. This month is called Lovely, and I get 28 count Lugana. And I almost saw this posted online. Like, I almost saw it in the Facebook group, but I only glimpsed the thing that it was, the jewel that it was patterned after, that was the inspiration for it. I don't know. This is Lovely. And that is such an accurate term for it. It's not as yellow as it's coming out. It's really a pink with some peach to it. Ooh, did you see me? Yeah, but it is a marbled, oh, that makes it look too blue. A marbled peachy pink. And Lovely is accurate. Such a good name for it. Ugh. Ugh. Matt did ask when the package came yesterday if I have something specific planned for this fabric or if I just get fabric without having anything for it. And I had to tell him that you just get a surprise fabric and then you think of something to put on it later to get it because it's pretty. So I really want to be in Leslie's fabric of the month, but thank God it is full because I would be just overwhelmed and I would rack up stash so fast that I would I would explode with the possibilities and I would never be able to stitch because I would be so excited about the fabrics. So, yeah. For right now, being in Misty's group is more than sufficient. I'm going to have to find a different way to stash my fabric because the container I have it in is getting pretty full. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm gonna sign off. That is all I got for you. And the dogs say hi. Dusty's staring at me. Ranger is asleep and most likely the one that sleep farted. And looks like Bella's catching a nap for a minute. So, here's exciting. Dusty is laying like a little sphinx. His paws. Just looking at me with his hair all tousled up like a little lion. Anyway, from me and the dogs, have a good... I can't say have a good stitchy week. That's Sammy's. And also, I highly doubt I'll be back in a week. I don't know. I have no schedule. But anyway, have a good time and get some stitching in and keep it snarky. Bye, guys.